Mule Kick. A perk that started out as a very fun glitch have now been actually added as a perk in the sequel known as Black Ops 1 in the map Moon, where it's made its debut. So if you don't know what I was talking about, back in World at War, there's actually a glitch to able to hold more than 2 weapons at a time, because Mule Kick didn't exist back then. So if you're playing on the map, of course, Perk, Shinanuma, and Doris, there's actually different ways to actually get extra guns. In Perk, you need to place 2 of your bouncy betties next to a perk machine, drink the perk, and once you finish your drinking combination, you should never have any gun in your hand. If you go to a wall buy or a mystery box, you get your third weapon, or you will get you take the weapon, and you have 3 weapons. In Shinanuma, you had to basically get the mystery box on either the fishing hut or doctor's quarters. Open the mystery box, then drink that perk. While drinking that perk, move towards the box with it and get yourself an extra gun. As for Doris, the method is a little different. Of course, all 3 methods are different, but this one requires you to pack punch your gun. Once you do that, you mostly should have 1 weapon in your slot. Buy a car 98K, come back! Come back to the pack-a-punch, and then equip the bounce betty, but at a perfect millisecond. Just before you bring up the bounce betty, interact with the pack-punch machine to get your pack weapon, and now you're able to hold 3 guns. Seems a lot of people like the idea of able to have 3 guns at one time. Treyarch decided to add it now as a perk, and of course it made its first debut in Moon, and of course later on, in a later update, added across all the Black Ops 1 maps. And now here we are. So what Mule Kick does is pretty straightforward. Shows with a perk icon, and the description is you can carry a third primary weapon, or better term, you basically carry a third weapon. So back to the old days, usually people have a strategy with Mule Kick. Either have a ray gun, another type of wonder weapon, and sometimes either have a wonder weapon, a wall weapon, and a box weapon. And it makes a very interesting combo. Now the thing with Mule Kick though, it is very expensive. Being at 4,000 points, and on top of that, when you pack-a-punch it, even if you go for the extra, repack for different ammo mod or increase more damage in BO4, the moment that you go down, you lose Mule Kick, and you will lose your third gun permanently. Which definitely eats up your point account. But in BO4, they actually made a little bit of improvement to it, as the modifier, not only are you able to switch your weapons, but now you can repurchase Mule Kick and get your third gun back, which is pretty cool. And now we're in Cold War, and at least this Mule Kick is a lot better than all its incarnations. Now I can actually look over the tiers. The first upgrade tier is crafted equipment grants additional equipment if available. What this means is that anytime you craft, let's say a monkey bomb for example, usually it costs 1,000 salvage. And if you were to get 2, it'll cost you 2,000 salvage. Now with Mule Kick and equip and have it already first upgraded, by buying 1 monkey bomb, you basically get additional 1. You get 2 for 1,000 salvage, which is like a huge 100% discount. That is crazy. Tier 2 is all enemies have a small chance to drop ammo. And of course, that's also applied to zombies. Now, this is probably not really much necessary on Onslaught and Outbreak, since the zombies do drop like the ammo regularly. But in round-based maps, it's actually pretty helpful, especially in Die Machine, where the only enemy that drops ammo is the Megaton. So having this makes it really helpful to keep your weapon top shape. Tier 3 is stowed weapons slowly refill ammo from stock, which of course they borrowed this modifier from Bandolier Bandit from BO4. Now, as much as I don't like that modifier in BO4, since there's better modifiers in BO4 like Stamina Up, Quick Revive, Deadshot, but in Cold War, it makes total sense and is actually a very lifesaver. Especially if you're camping, you have like 2 LMGs, you fire your gun, but if you're about to need to reload but you can't do it in time, just switch to your weapon and your weapon get refilled slowly in due time. Pretty interesting. And now for Tier 4, you have a 25% chance to keep non-retrievable equipment when used. So of course this applies to decoy, semtex, even monkey bombs, and even the new Gerst devices. Of course, you're basically able to throw it and you still keep it. So you could probably have an answer to able to have maybe more than 2 monkey bombs. Maybe you can get lucky with 4. Who knows? It's all about chance. And as for Tier 5, of course, this is borrowed strictly from the modifier back in BO4, where your third primary weapon is recovered when we purchasing Mule Kick. Now, it's not just a regular gun you get back. If you do pack punch your third gun, you can able to get it back, and even this pack punch form and everything else with it. So this is a really nice perk, and I'd say it's a lot better compared to Tombstone. And very interesting, if you do buy Mule Kick at its perk machine, or its vending machine back like Maured or Toten, the guns on there will actually set like a trap and able to kill anything in its way. Pretty damn cool. So then, that's basically the story and the cover-up of Mule Kick. Let's see the third firepower can be. Alright, Mule Kick. Oh man, that jingle. I'm a little bit disappointed that jingle didn't appear in BO1 because, well, since you're in a low gravity area and you need to have your helmet. But yeah, that's what the perk does once you buy it. You basically kind of set like a little trap and you do get points with it, so that's kind of cool. I bet they're going to make it as a challenge for it in for Season 5 for the seasonal challenges. But anyway, so we have Mule Kick now. Now, just like the predecessors, the moment that you pick up your weapon, pick up the next gun, it will be stashed in your third slot. So far, I just had the Kipperus and the Cerberus. Now, I'll just go to, let's say, to the box. So the box is shipping up here, and over here, and once I pick it up, my third weapon will be stowed, as long as I don't get the support, of course. So I'll pick up the sniper rifle, and
I will scratch my initials on every bullet.
So there you go. This is my... Now, of course, I will have... This is 1, 2, and 3. Now, unfortunately, there's no way to give you like an indicator if this is your third weapon. So you basically had to memorize it by heart. So for me, it will be the Arctic Warfare being the third weapon. And of course, once you do go down, you need to repurchase Mule Kick again. And if you have it at tier 5, you'll get your third weapon back, which is pretty nice. Now I can show up a few abilities. Now of course, in round base, usually for... They do drop ammo in round base. And of course, it's a chance for it though, so don't expect
Death
all the
comes
time.
for us all. You first.
And nothing's really fancy about Mule Kick at all being special, other than give you an extra firepower. But the main purpose for it is, well, it's for its well, the extra arsenal for able to have a different ammo mod. Of course, when you have like 3 weapons and you want to have 3 different types of ammo mod to deal with certain enemies, of course you can pick at least one for either Napalm Burst for the Manglers, Dead Wire for the Megatons or Disciples, or you can pick either Cryo Freeze or Shatter Blast for the Panzer Soldat, or you can have the Brainwash for the Mimic and the Tempest. So it's really nice to have that extra layer of versatility and the firepower. And another cool ability, I'll fire a couple shots with this, and I won't reload, but when I switch to my other guns, and you hear this noise, that means your magazine is fully loaded, but it does take ammo. So that is pretty cool to have. If you're basically camping out and you can't reload in time, or you lack speed cola, this is pretty good. Okay, instead of actually trying to reload my Kipperus, I'll just use the Cerberus instead. And you can see, it's only dropped the ammo, so you can be able to get it easily. And it's fully restored. And of course, the other abilities is when you use your throwable, that it's non-retrievable, you mostly have a 25% chance to keep it. So it's like you're not really using one. Okay, I did use already, but the number does stay the same. And of course, anytime you go to any type of the crafting table, and usually you spend like how many summons you need to create a Semtex. So I'll go up right here eventually. Now for Semtex, usually it costs 250. To get 2 of them, I would need 500, but I only spend 250, and I got 2 Semtex instead. It's really nice. Now, even if you don't really need, a third weapon, you could still buy the perks and still get the other benefits with the upgrades. So you're not really missing out a lot if you're, not buying Mule Kick. Of course, you can be able to pair with the ray gun, another wonder weapon, and of course your slaying weapon.
Fetch me their souls!
So it's really, really fun and very interesting. But it does get annoying if you try to, YY or triangle, like switch your weapon, twice as fast, because you had to do it basically 3 times to get all your guns back. So it can be quite slightly annoying, and it does, of course, improve a bit of your muscle memory.
Requiem. Exfil available. If it really is necessary.
But yeah, of course, for the longest time, I'm not really a big fan of Mule Kick, just because having a third gun, plus it's very expensive with 4,000 points at the beginning. Well, in the later games, no, not later games. I mean the previous COD Zombies. This is a lot better, and especially with the perk system in Cold War. Now I don't have to worry about the limited of 4 perks. Now I could buy all of them, and now I actually feel comfortable with Mule Kick, and especially if it's upgrade. And it's quite nice. I could get my third gun back. Although I heard like there's a bug where even if they do repurchase Mule Kick and they lost their third gun, for some reason it doesn't get them back, or it's been dropped on the ground next to their feet. I never really experienced this at all. I only did it one time to repurchase Mule Kick when I got down, and I get my weapon back, and of course it was Pack a Punch, so I had no problems with it. I say though, but most throughout my game, I don't really need a Mule Kick for a third gun. Especially that the points you're making, you don't even earn a lot compared to Black Ops 2 or 3. Or even Black Ops 1, since people do use Mule Kick quite a lot in those games. But I do say it's pretty good to have it for Outbreak and main quests, since most of the main quests you're basically forced to equip a wonder weapon and use your other weapon for something else, like a shotgun. And you do want to have a pain spraying weapon for at least either forensic kill or something else.
You did not break it right here.
So it's really just a matter of preference. If you do need an extra third arsenal, sometimes you don't.
2 at once, a good omen.
But like I said, you can still purchase Mule Kick, and you don't have to go for the third gun. You can just get the exact same tier upgrades. The only thing you're missing out is just buying a third gun and the tier 5 of it. So it's not really a big loss. But yeah, that's gotta be it for my my opinion and my depth through Mule Kick. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you find it to be very useful. Until next time, farewell, and have a wonderful day, everyone.